Before I begin this review, I would just like to say that the Oscars were last night, and I'm not going to do a video on it, but I did do a couple live tweets, so if you want to go to my Twitter, which is @JacksonFulcher, you can go look at my reactions to pretty much most of the categories, and also me gushing over how gorgeous Daisy Ridley is, like, twice, so yeah, you can go do that. And anyways, now let's cut to the intro before I begin this review, and I should just get ready, because this is major. Okay, I think I'm ready. Gods of Egypt is a movie about the god of the sky, Horus, who's about to take his father Osiris's place as king of Egypt. Unfortunately, Set, the god of the desert, comes in, kills Osiris, and takes out Horus's eyes and banishes him. He is now king. But then a rip-off version of Aladdin named Beck comes and steals one of Horus's eyes, delivers it to Horus, and now he has at least one eye, so I guess he's ready to team up with Beck and try to get rid of Set. Isn't that just great? That's a wonderful plot for a movie. Let's begin. Now, when I saw the trailers for Gods of Egypt, no anticipation at all. Like, I'm actually a big fan of Greek mythology and Egypt mythology. I actually have a book of Egypt mythology right on my bookshelf that you cannot see. I'm a big fan of mythology stuff. It's honestly has some great stories in it. However, the trailer for this movie just looked terrible, but it looked terrible in a good way. It honestly looked so bad that it was good. So that was what I was expecting going into this movie. So, what did I think of this movie? I got a story to tell you. I had popcorn when I saw Gods of Egypt, and rarely do I ever have to use the bathroom. Like, majorly use the bathroom, if you know what I mean. This was one of those rare occasions when I actually had to poo, like not even halfway through, like 30 minutes into the movie, I had to take a dump. I would have tried to hold it in, but Gods of Egypt was so horrible and dull and just that I got up and I went to the bathroom. I hesitated at first, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna go. And I went and I took a dump for about 5 minutes. And honestly, I contemplated staying in there. I walked out twice to use the bathroom, by the way. This happened twice. And I had more fun sitting on a dirty movie theater toilet in a dirty movie theater bathroom than watching Gods of Egypt. So there you have it. Gods of Egypt is so bad, you're going to contemplate wanting to sit in a dirty bathroom. That sums up the experience for me. I hated this movie. But not in a, oh man, this is so bad, I'm laughing at it all, this is one of the best, worst movies of all time. No! I can understand how some people can look at it like this. I can definitely pinpoint some parts of it where, okay, I can see where some people would find this like a so bad that it's a good movie. For me, I couldn't laugh. I couldn't have fun watching this movie. I couldn't. It was impossible. It really was just hard to sit through. Whenever someone had to speak a horrible piece of dialogue, or they just didn't deliver that dialogue properly, or they had to get in one last catchphrase before the action scene ends, I groaned. I just groaned like, ugh. And there was only 2 other people in the theater, so hopefully I didn't bother them, but I really did just groan. I groaned at this movie. Also, I should probably mention whenever I got up to use the bathroom and when I came back, I didn't feel like I missed anything at all. Like, I came back in the middle of 2 action scenes. One of them was when Horus was pretty much just posing, punching people, and then they just CGI'd the creatures in to react to, he clearly hit that one beast. Oh, isn't Horus so great? And then the next I walked in when some giant CGI lizard was destroying a building, and it was, and then, I didn't miss anything. I felt like I didn't miss anything. That's how dull and just how terrible the plot is. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about acting, should we? Brenton Thwaites, he plays pretty much the main underdog character Beck in this movie. I actually liked Brendan Thwaites in that one movie, The Giver. Didn't like him in Maleficent, but The Giver, I thought he was pretty decent in that role. I thought he had a bright future ahead of him, and people have said the same thing about him when he was in Oculus, a movie that I haven't seen. However, in this movie, I can definitely tell he's trying. He's trying to be a quirky, relatable guy who relates to the audience, but my main problem with him is that his character is a total ripoff of Aladdin. He's wandering around this city place and he's stealing things because he's poor. And Horace in this movie, he was definitely trying to be way more badass than he actually was. He was so boring. He was such a boring character, and he has like 2 relationships to go through. He has one with Beck, who they have to team up with. You have to feel their friendship. You know, it's gonna start off a little rough, but you gotta feel their evolution as friends later on. I didn't feel it at all. I felt like they were just paid a lot of money to stand in this green screen set, and then they got paid, and they were like, screw that guy. Oh yeah, Horace is CGI to be like 12 feet tall or something. All the gods are. Speaking of gods, the other relationship that Horace has is with Hather? Hather? Don't care. She's the goddess of love, and pretty much, yeah, she's only there to just be a girl that Horace is in love with. I mean, she hypnotizes a lizard to burn himself, and then, what else did she do? I don't know. But yeah, I didn't really like her character. Really pointless. I didn't really like any of the characters, to be honest, but yeah! Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther in Civil War is coming up. And I was honestly really annoyed by him. He pretty much talked like this the entire time. He's the god of wisdom, Toph, and he multiplies himself different times in one part of the movie, and he's just talking like this the entire time. Oh, Beck, you're so extraordinary. If you stay alive, I might have to study you later. Impossible! Joffrey Rush. Dude. Captain Barbossa in Pirates of the Caribbean. What are you doing? It's like, he's not acting like he's fitting into the role of Ra. That's who he plays, the god of the sun, Ra. I didn't feel like he was actually trying to be this character. I felt like he was just paid, and he was like, what's this movie about? Oh, gods of Egypt. You do realize I'm not even Egyptian, right? Whatever. Whitewashed, am I right? I can do it. I can dress up in these dumb robes. Oh, you want to CGI me to be ridiculously large and then have CGI flames later? Okay, that's also fine. Is this gonna ruin my reputation slightly? Okay. Speaking of ruined reputations, Gerard Butler, dude. Oh my gosh, you have London Has Fallen like this week, but the week before you have this movie. I don't know what's going to be worse for you. Gods of Egypt's definitely going to be worse. There's no denying that London Has Fallen definitely will be better than Gods of Egypt, but if you have 2 bombs like in a row, that's not good, dude. He wasn't even trying. You could still hear his accent. You could still hear his accent that he was trying to hide. It failed. Oh yeah, I should probably mention before I move on, Beck has a love interest. They're introduced like immediately into the movie. Like, just them getting along, and then, oh no, disaster. Boo frickety who. I didn't feel their chemistry at all. It's just, that's pretty much, that's the best way I can describe how they acted. If I had to do it in noises, I could talk for days about how poorly filmed the action scenes are. Like I mentioned earlier, there's a part where Horace is just punching air, and then the CGI creatures are just reacting to him. Like, you can definitely tell the lizards are just ridiculously laughable to look at, especially the flame part. Also, whenever Set and Horace turn into pretty much their robotic forms, like, you know, on the hieroglyphics, like, they have, like, animal heads? Yeah, that's pretty much their way of tributing that, is to have them turn into robots and have the animal heads. Congrats, Alex Proyas, director of this movie, for not knowing what the frick you're doing. Oh yeah, did you hear the director went on an angry rant on Facebook about the people who didn't like his god-awful movie? Oh, I feel so bad for you, douchebag. But yeah, the action is poorly filmed. The CGI is so frickin' horrible to watch. There's so many moments that I don't know how they got past the people working. I don't know how this got past, like, studio executives or something. It's like, people are gonna notice this. How did this go unnoticed? What happened? Oh yeah, and also I should mention the director wanted to make future chapters to this series. No way, man. Screw you. Don't ever make a Gods of Egypt movie again. No, don't. Guys, I frickin' hated this film. Just everything sucked to me. And I can understand how some people can find it laughable, or they just had a fun time watching this god-awful movie. I can understand. I can definitely spot some parts in it. But I couldn't enjoy it. Maybe if I watched it again, maybe I'll actually find some enjoyment if I watched it the second time, just making fun of how stupid and dumb and horrible it is. But I don't know, because I just hated the experience so much the first time. So guys, I gotta give Gods of Egypt an F. And yes, to the people that are asking, hey Jackson, is Gods of Egypt worse than Ride Along 2? Heck yeah. No frickin' question. Gods of Egypt, for me, so far, I know it's already February, but it's my worst film of the year. I would be shocked if something else came along and topped this movie. I would honestly be in shock. I should probably mention that this is sparkling cider. Yeah, it's not wine or whatever you thought it was. It's sparkling cider. I wish I had alcohol right now. Get Gods of Egypt out of my head. Anyways, if you saw Gods of Egypt for some reason, leave in the comments below of what you thought of it, and leave your thoughts on the Oscars last night if you really want to, or you can just go to my Twitter like I plugged in the beginning of the video. It doesn't matter. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.